Okay, tonight we're going to take a look at a bunch of buses I saw at Crawford's junkyard up in New Mifflin, Pennsylvania, back in the middle 70s, and also Wolf's junkyard and bus service in York Springs, maybe a little before that, 73s, I'm not sure exactly now. I was interested in buses. I went to Lancaster. Somebody told me there was some there, and there was a junkyard right in the middle of Lancaster, and they had a stack of these old ACFs there. They didn't want to sell any parts, but they referred me to Conestoga, which is right in Lancaster. And so I went over there, talked to the people there. They took me out and showed me this bus. It's a late 30s, early 40s ACF. I forget the model, but it's like a pet that the owner had there, you know, in a shed right next to the main garage. And they, at the Conestoga, they said they had a whole bunch of grills at one time. They all went to Crawford's. A lot of them went to Crawford's. So that's in New Mifflin, Pennsylvania. I went up there and I saw a bunch of these grills up there. There were C36s. I think that's one on the side there. The windows are, that's a C36 Suburban actually, because it's got the sliding windows above the regular glass. This is 212 Conestoga. Entryway door there, the little the fire extinguisher cavity in the back of the passenger seat in the front. Another shot of it. You can see the open spaces there. It was beautiful country, nothing else there. Had the thin type original silver siding. Later on, people would add silver siding and had fatter bows on the side. Another shot of the IC-41. They wouldn't sell any builder's plates. Pennsylvania has a law about builder's plates. Junkyards have to have builder's plates in them, otherwise they get in trouble. Old ACF, late 30s, early 40s. I don't think this was Conestoga. I think if they got this from somebody else. It's got racks on the top, like somebody had a trackless trolley wire that they had to maintain. This would be something you could do that for. Or painting something, maybe bridges, I'm not sure. In the back you can see an old Fagel back there with an Army paint job on it. Another shot of the entryway of the IC-41. This one has the fire extinguisher in it. Notice the wide silver siding added on. And an old Army bus, 1951, either C-37 or a C-37, RC-37. Army type. Here's a big row of buses I saw out there. You see the Fagel in the middle of the line, IC-41s, C-36s, and then other types, other companies, General Motors. I'm not sure what that first one is there. Old Army bus had a door in the back for a compartment. That's the RC compartment. This one had Hercules engine crossways in the back. And that may have been modified because the roof's a different color than the Army paint job would have been. Another Army job. This one had been allocated to the National Guard after the Army got done with it. In the back you can see a General Motors bus. I forget the number on it. Bus guys know right away what that number is. Interior of the RC, no back windows. That's the rear compartment wall you can see there. Another shot of the National Guard bus, and that's the rear compartment type. Another Army job. I think that paint job's a little strange, different from Army, so somebody else might have had it. Back of the C-37, IC-41 next to it, and again, beautiful country out there. Now, I also was rolling through West Reading, Wyomissing area. In 1973, roughly speaking, I was just getting started chasing buses in junkyards and other places. And I happened to see a school or a church that was having some kind of a function, and they had two buses parked out front with a couple of drivers talking. It was a charter service to take the kids out somewhere. I stopped on a whim and said, "Do you know anybody who's got any ACF Brills?" And these are typical bus drivers of the time, had the uniforms on, square in rooster ties with a bus tie clip. And they said, "Oh, you got to go to York Springs Wolf's is the one you talk to." York Bus Company in York, Pennsylvania had a whole bunch of C-36s, and Mr. Wolf bought a whole bunch of them where they decided in around 1970 to liquidate all their ACF Brills. So I went after, and this, by the way, is number 233, and years later, I was looking for a Hall Scott engine to put on display. I was at the Hershey Car Museum bus show in the spring, and one of the drivers there, we talked to him about a Hall Scott engine. He said, "Yeah, York still has one. It's parked behind the main building. I don't know if the motor's in it, but it's there. The bus is still there. There's one left. They scrapped all the rest of them." So we went out there on a Sunday. There was nobody around. We looked underneath the bottom of it, and there was the Hall Scott engine. And I called Mr. Wolf up, and he made a deal to pull the engine out. And we took a trailer out and got it, brought it home, cleaned it all up, and we take it to bus shows and engine shows and display it there. I have a video on YouTube about the Hall Scott pancake engine that we have, 477 model. And here are some more buses at York Springs Wolf's. IC-41, Mr. Wolf used to run around, but that one hit a tree, and so it was out of service then permanently. Next to it is a GMC, it looks like, and next to that is a C-36. The interior of the IC-41, not in bad shape. Seat covers are still good, but it hit the end of the road. The back of some more of the York Springs buses and a ICF Brills, C-36s, and a General Motors bus on the side. And these are all scrapped now. Every one of these is gone. In the background, you see some other buses. And this is the front of the IC-41 that hit the tree, pushed the front end all the way back to that front seat. No one was in it at the time, so everyone was okay. But that was the end of the line. This one has the silver-sided added onto it, extra wide. And the interior of an IC-41 that he had, and it's at the end of the line, all rotted and gone. And that's what I saw back in the early 70s, middle 70s at Crawford's and also Wolf's.